Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain for You. Today's topic: self-critical thoughts are not yours. You don't own them. You didn't create them. You were gifted those negative thoughts by other people around you when you were growing up. Those who surround you as it relates to your chronic pain and symptoms, your negative thoughts about yourself and your body. Those are not yours. Those came from the doctors. They came from Wikipedia and WebMD and the other pain groups. And you got all of these inputs, these thoughts from the outside world. And you accepted them. And you took them on and said, yep, those are true. So back to the original, self-critical thoughts, self-judgments. When I say they're not yours, you got them from somebody else. You'll be like, no, I think them all day long. But where'd you get them? Where did you learn that you're not good enough? Where did you learn that you're not a strong person? Where did you learn that you have to please other people and not take care of yourself? Where did you learn to be so self-judgmental? Probably from parents who were not mentally or emotionally mature enough to deal with a 3-year-old who is having an emotional meltdown. So they told you to, shh, stop it. I'll give you something to cry about. Shh, 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 shh. That's not to make you feel better. That's to make them feel better, because they don't know what to do with a 3-year-old that's having a meltdown, right? Self-critical thoughts are definitely given to us, and at some point in time we learned to accept them because it was easier to accept them than to keep on fighting back. It was easier to repress emotions than it was to feel them and suffer the consequences of our parents or our siblings or our family or our caretakers. You don't know. I've never seen a 1-year-old that's been raised in a healthy environment that walks around going, I'm a piece of shit. I'm stupid. You know, if you've ever seen a kid 4, 5, 6 years old that walks around going, I'm really stupid. Where'd they get that? Somebody told them that, and then they probably heard it enough that they believed it. So really, write out your self-judgments. What do I really think about myself? I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. And I would venture to say the deep ones, the big ones, the I'm not good enough, I can't do this, were given to you from somebody else. And I'm still trying to shake this one. When I was in elementary school, I do remember being told, oh, Danny's a bright kid, but he doesn't apply himself. i.e. procrastination, i.e. he doesn't work hard at things that are important, i.e. this is a problem for him. And I still struggle against procrastination. And I'm still telling the freaking story about elementary school, this darn, well-meaning teacher who was just trying to tell my parents that, hey, get Danny to apply himself. But instead, I kind of accepted that as true, and I don't apply myself. And now, still to this day, I feel like, to a degree, I don't apply myself. So that's a self-judgment. That's a belief that I've actually kind of taken upon myself. And to the reticular activating system, this belief that I don't apply myself, constantly scanning for it. Wow, I've got evidence of that all over the place throughout my entire life. So, wow, that's really true. That's a conviction. And I know that many of the things that you're self-judgmental for, you can look and say, I can find evidence for that. Right? But just what I'm trying to do is let you off of the hook for feeling that way in the first place, because most of these self-judgmental thoughts were given to us. The fact that you believe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. You were told that and you accepted it, or it got beat into you, or whatever your life experiences are and your childhood traumas. But they're not yours. You don't have to own the fact that you believe you're not good enough. And the fantastic news is that once you realize that these self-critical thoughts, even that roommate in your head who's always walking around going, you're such a loser, you're never going to get out of pain, you'll never do this right, you can't feel your emotions, you're unemotional, blah, 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 blah. When you actually can realize that those thoughts were not yours, you did not create them, they were given to you, you can choose to give them back. You can now choose to come up with new thoughts, the opposite thoughts, and start replacing those negative self-limiting beliefs with good, positive ones. You want an exercise to do that? Look for my video called Limiting Belief Rewire. And you can literally start to, one by one, pop them off and get rid of these negative limiting beliefs, these self-judgments, these self-critical thoughts and beliefs about yourself. And it's a lot easier when you realize that you didn't come to that conclusion yourself. Somebody with authority told you that that's the case. And when I talked about like Wikipedia and your doctor and the medical system and WebMD giving you this thought that your body is broken and there is no cure, well, now that you know about TMS, you realize that I don't have to accept that medical dogma on Wikipedia and WebMD. I can choose as a wise adult to know that there's another option called TMS and mind-body syndrome and distraction pain and PPD, right? We don't have to accept these things as fact. And again, most of these things that we are walking around believing probably came from somebody else. We probably accepted them. We added some emotions. We kind of went through that reticular activating system and confirmed, yep, this is true, because, hey, my pain is still here, so I can't fix it, so Wikipedia and WebMD is right. But these are not your thoughts. You do not have to accept them. And even now, decades later, you can turn around and go, you know what? My mom and dad called me stupid, but I'm not stupid. I'm really pretty freaking smart. Look at all the things I've done. And start setting your reticular activating system to look for the belief that you're actually smart. And it's amazing how quickly we can kind of turn around our entire worldview and our world perspective and our view of ourselves. So, what do you guys think about this? Your negative self-critical thoughts are not yours. You don't have to own them. And guess what? You can get rid of them. It's a choice. It's awareness. It's a choice. So what do you guys think? Does this kind of give you a little bit of freedom to say, I don't have to hate myself for the rest of my life? I don't have to carry around these self-critical judgments for the rest of my life because I know that wasn't me. I didn't decide on that. Somebody gave that to me. Right? And again, just look at a child, an innocent child who's not been abused in any way or hasn't been yelled at or screamed at. That child doesn't have self-critical thoughts. They're not walking around or crawling around on the floor at 6 months old going, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of anything. I deserve my pain. No, they have a clean slate. And unfortunately, through mistakes of life and parenting and experience, you know, we're kind of told certain things are not cool, certain things are not acceptable, emotions are not cool, you're a bad person if you feel a certain way. So we learn these things. Folks, it's not true. So you get to decide. You get to choose what thoughts you're going to believe. You can rewire them with that limiting belief rewire. You can use this reticular activating system to set the charts and look for evidence that you're a good person and you can get better and TMS is real and people get better. Yes, right? There's so much of this that is choice. Choice is such a big word. So you can choose to reject these self-critical and self-judgmental thoughts, and I've just made it easier because now you know they're not even yours. Somebody else gave them to you. So go ahead and do some of this stuff. I know I love the fact that there's so many people watching these videos and I say, oh, I watch your videos every day. They make me feel better. I'll question you. Are you feeling better because it gives you a little bit of hope? Or are you putting some of this stuff into play and into action? And that ties into the video from a couple days ago. How long is this going to take? Well, if all you're doing is watching the videos and saying, that's nice. Yeah, that makes sense. But you're not actually becoming more mindful and aware of what's going on in your head and choosing to react less to the pain and the symptoms and being more neutral to them and whatever about your symptoms. If all you're doing is watching, you're not going to make as fast of progress. You may still get there, but you really want to start making changes. So become much more aware of the thoughts you are spending your time with. Become aware if you're giving negative attention to these thoughts, or you're being more neutral about the negative stuff. And heck, when there's positive stuff, give positive attention to it. Get pumped up, get excited. That's great for the positive stuff. But the negative stuff, I'm going to encourage you to kind of step into the neutral and out of the negative, because the negative just creates more negative. Neutral allows the negative to dissipate and not take on as much significance. So, what do you guys think? Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. This is not just a one-way thing here. I love your comments. I learn a lot from your comments. So let me know what you think. If you think this is useful, share it. And we'll talk to you guys next video.